Hey everybody, it's me, Margaret, and I actually have some things to sheepishly share with you. I'll start with, I think, my favorite of the bunch so far, and that's the snowflake hat. And yes, it was knitted to color, Fair Isle. I did better on this than I did the sheep, believe it or not. I do notice that I have little tension issues, like some of the little V's are larger than the others, and that's kind of how you can tell you know, look at this cross, for example. See how it's fatter on the top? I don't know if you can see, or if the whites are bleaching out, but however, and I thought, oh gosh, my tension is just, I really need to work on my tension. But I did this hat and I did great on my tension. So I think I'm having tension issues more so with the Fair Isle, having to change the colors. So I'm actually getting better. This is cute, isn't this adorable? This is called the boyfriend hat. And I was actually trying to make it an adult hat, but I was reading Ravelry and it suggested that because there's so much stretch in this, what is it, knit 3, purl 2, and there is a lot of stretch, that this one person said she went down to 4mm needles, other than the 5mm, I think it was, or maybe 5.5, that it was suggesting for a worsted wool. And I thought, well, that's a good idea, because I don't want it to be too, you know, I like it to be a little snug. And that's all well and good, but I completely forgot to increase my length. Actually, I'm not used to being able to look at the decreases and understand how much room it's going to take up. And in this case, the decreases did not take up much room at all. It's only like 10 rows. So I'm going to make more of a habit of counting my decrease rows so that I'll know how many, you know, like in this case, I only got about that much more after I stopped with the pattern. But I love the hat. The yarn is Knit Picks Chroma worsted, and the color is called Autumn Day. I bought this last year. I think it was on sale when I had ordered something else from Knit Picks. Oh, my ball winder. And I had never used it, but I remembered having it, and another pattern had come up, the owl blanket, where it used the Knit Picks Chroma worsted, and I thought, you know, let me go drag that out and see. And it's very similar to the Red Heart Unforgettable, only this has wool in it. But remember when I was complaining, and dadgum, I meant to look up the name of the person who pointed this out. I'm sorry, that's so rude of me. But they pointed out that the Chroma does the same thing that the Red Heart Unforgettable does. It gets skinny, skinny, skinny in places, and then it sort of gets fatter, and then skinny, skinny, and fatter. And which did kind of affect, it looks like tension issues here, but it's actually just the way the yarn got fatter. Which I suppose I could have controlled. Can you do that? Could you maybe control that look by increasing your tension in the fatter parts? I don't know, but I didn't. But anyway, it's fine. But I love the slow color changes. I think it makes it. So this is a child's hat. It comes to about right here on me, but it actually does stretch over my head very easily. Could actually stretch bigger. Love it. The boyfriend hat is the pattern. And very simple and very easy. And after doing this Fair Isle where you have to count so carefully on every row, I needed something that I didn't have to count. I just had to go knit, 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 purl, purl, knit, 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 purl, purl, and I could handle that. That was good. Loved that. So, after doing the easy hat, I decided I needed more of a challenge. So, in progress, as we speak, is this hat right here. This is the cable hat by Lion Brand that Yolanda Soto Lopez did a video tutorial on. Now, the tutorial was done exactly by the pattern, which recommends that you do the whole hat in double pointed needles. And when I first watched that, which is what taught me what cabling was altogether, I didn't know anything about cabling, I was afraid to do the pattern because I don't get really excited about double pointed needles. And so I got to thinking about that, well, what's holding me back? I'll just put it on circular needles and follow the pattern. And then of course you have to switch to double points or use the magic loop method when you get to the decreases. So I didn't have any fat ones. These call for 9mm needles, and I don't have any of those in my Knit Picks options that I use. But this is those, there were those inexpensive bamboos I got from Amazon. And with this particular yarn, it slides pretty well over that crazy plastic, see it, that tubing thing, which had given me trouble in the past. But this Cozy Wool by Loops and Thread, I got this from Michael's, and it's a wool blend, it says. But let's see, I've got this all out of the way. It's a number 6 super bulky, which is what the pattern called for. And it says hand wash, lie flat to dry, wool blend. Oh, there it is. 50% wool and 50% Lane, L-A-I-N-E. I taught a girl whose name was Lane, L-A-I-N-E, but I have no earthly idea what that is. Oh, silly me. It's acrylic. That's a different language. Instead of writing it side by side, 50% wool, 50% whatever, they wrote it like this. So it's 50% wool and 50% acrylic. Solve that problem. And the color is sapphire. Oh, I'm still laughing at myself and I didn't finish. Cabling is extremely easy. This one I think is extremely easy. Essentially, you're getting these complicated looking cables, but you're only doing the tricky part for 1 out of 4 rows. You would do, I think it was like, oh I know, the basic rows were purl, purl, and 4 knits. Purl, purl, 4 knits, purl, purl, 4 knits. And then when you get to the cabling row, that's the only row where you cable. You use the cable needle. In my case, I just use a double pointed needle. And you do that around once, and then you go back to your same thing. Purl, purl, knit, 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 knit. So this was not difficult. Now, I love working with the bulky yarn because projects go so fast, but I have to say that it's not my favorite. I really like the look of the teeny, teeny, tiny stitches just because it's so delicate. But this is fun, and it's really going to be warm. It's very cushy, thick, and cozy. Well, after all, it is cozy wool. And here's a special message for YouTube user DLR310. She writes to me in all caps because she says it's easier on her eyes. And, you know, whatever coping mechanism, go for it. Let me show you my coping mechanism. Now, I tried to write this to her in, you know, the message below, but you just can't appreciate it till you see it. All right, I wear bifocals. That's what these are. They're my real glasses. Far away vision, close-up vision, everything's corrected. But it doesn't work for in-between vision so much because the computer, you have to hold your head at just the right angle. In other words, like I can see it just right, but I have to hold my head exactly like this. It's actually looking between the two separations. Okay, that's really too much trouble because I want to sit like this and I want to sit like this, and so I need some glasses just for the computer, which the optometrist said he'd be happy to fix for me. But I found a method that works, so why go? I have these glasses that I bought for $6 off of Zenni Optical. Wonderful place, by the way. It's a single prescription. It's just my far away prescription. I use them for laying in the bed and watching TV. You can't use bifocals for that because you're looking through the bottom part, which is the close-up part, so that doesn't work. So I have these cheapy $6 glasses that work like a charm. And then I take some glasses from the Dollar Tree, which are my readers, and you put them on top. And guess what? You have the absolute perfect computer glasses. So if all caps works for you, I wish I knew your real name, DLR310. Well, that's great. At least you can sit in public and do what you need to do, not looking like me. Giveaway time. Don't you love the way I held you captive to listen to all my show and tell before I told you who won the giveaway? Okay, remember, what I'm going to do is give away a little bit for the next few weeks. So let's see who this week's 6 winners are going to be. Okay, so now it's time for the drawing. Alright, I got a random number generator, which I don't know what it's called, but I've set it to pick 6 numbers. And then I'll look at the spreadsheet and I'll choose the number. So let's see. Put glasses on. All right, we have number 20, and number 20 is Barry Gibson. Congratulations, Barry Gibson. Number 2 is 63, so I'll slide down here to 63, and that is Eat, Sleep, Stitch, Blake. Ooh, the boys are on a roll here. Oh, here it is, just in case you need to see the numbers. I'm not sure how to do a professional drawing. Number 108. Laura Knutson, K-N-U-T-S-O-N, Laura. And moving on, 158, Robin Odom. So now we got some girls in the picture. 173, Sissy Knitting and Crochet, Kimberly. And 186, Teresa Darst Newman. I think I said that. Teresa Darst Newman. Okay, so here's what you need to do. Inbox me through YouTube, so I don't have to give out an email address over here and start getting all kind of spam. I don't want that. So the way we have to do inboxes these days is you click on my name and go to my channel page, and then you'll see the word About, and you click About and look for the little button that says Send Message, and that will send me a private message. And so I'll need your address, you know, how I'm going to mail this to you, and then also tell me which bag that you want out of the ones that are available for this week, because we're going to do another drawing next week to kind of keep this going as long as I'm in the mood to make bags. So here's a picture of what's available right now. And I'm going to put that picture on my blog, and you can get to it by the link I'll put in the description box below. Just so you can look again if you aren't sure. So yeah, so when you send me your message, I need your address and I need which bag that you would prefer. And I'll get those into the mail as soon as possible. So congratulations, and start looking for next week for more.